Now more than ever are we finding ourselves more reliant on the media to obtain information about what's going on around us. Information regarding COVID-19, information regarding the protests, the unjust killings, the riots. Less often are we receiving coverage about third world countries that are underdeveloped or that are in the process of developing, despite the fact that 85% of the world population lives in those countries. The World Resource Institute reports that in these countries, over 1 billion people can survive with less than $1, and billions more can survive with less than 10. First, let's identify the problem. The almost immediate access to healthcare is a commodity that is very often overlooked and underappreciated. Earlier this week, I Googled urgent care centers around me, and I was able to locate 4 urgent care centers within a 2-mile radius of myself. This could be farther from the truth or even a fantasy for billions of people living in developing countries. In these countries, the access to healthcare can sometimes take, if not hours, days. Let's take the country of Yemen, for example, a country that has been torn and ravished by civil war for the past 5 years. It is because of this civil war that their already fragile public health system is pretty much non-existent at this point. We have hospitals that are closed. We have clinics that are closed. We have expecting mothers who aren't able to receive the appropriate prenatal care or even an appropriate place to give birth. We have children that are automatically being condemned to death because they accidentally step on a landmine. These children aren't able to receive the life-saving surgeries that they need to be able to survive. The United Nations reported that diarrhea and pneumonia are the leading cause of death for children under the age of 5. UNICEF in 2019 reported that the chance of death for children between the ages of 0 and 5 is drastically increased if they weigh less than 5.5 pounds at the moment of birth. They also reported that in Bangladesh, 50% of newborn infants weigh less than 5.5 pounds. An organization by the name of the Water Project conducted a study that concluded that 80% of illnesses in these developing and underdeveloped countries are directly tied to the lack of access to clean water and proper sanitation facilities, like running toilets. Now that we understand the problem, let's look at an organization that can help. Doctors Without Borders, or also known as MSF, an acronym for their French name, is an independent medical and humanitarian aid organization that provides quality medical care to anybody who would need it, regardless of race, religion, or political affiliation. Quality medical care at zero cost to the patient. Now that we know about this organization, let's look at the benefits as well as the dangers of not standing behind it. In 2018, MSF was able to but they were able to conduct 400,000 mental health screenings. They were able to vaccinate 1.5 million children. They had a total amount of 11 million outpatient consultations. In the city of Monrovia, the capital of Liberia, lives Timothy, who for 32 years lived a completely normal life until one day he started experiencing moments or periods of rage, delusion, and paranoia. He was now a threat to not only himself and his family members, but to his community. His family, not knowing what was going on, believed that Timothy was possessed. So they took him to as many churches as they could to seek help. None of these churches were able to help him. And as the last resort, Timothy's mother had to chain up her own son for not only his safety, but his safety of everybody around him. For months, Timothy was chained and imprisoned, not only in his home, but imprisoned in his mind as well. It is through a mental health outreach program conducted by MSF that Timothy's case came to light and he was able to receive the care that he so desperately needed. In recent history, MSF has been at the forefront of medical and environmental crises around the world, like the earthquake in Haiti in 2010. It is because of their size and their logistic skills that they are able to operate projects beyond the capabilities of other similar organizations. Without our support, MSF can't be in the 72 countries that it was last year. It can't staff the 40,000 workers and volunteers. Without our support, how many more children are going to be automatically condemned to death because they don't have access to life-saving medical procedures? How many more mothers are going to unnecessarily die during the birthing process because of complications? These people are humans. And just like us, they are in the pursuit of happiness in an already unjust world. They deserve better than that. They deserve more. They deserve hope. Finally, here's what we can do to help. One can donate directly to MSF by going to their website, msf.org. There you can also see opportunities to volunteer, either in the medical field or on the logistics side, the finance, stuff like that. Not everybody can donate, and that's okay. But you can also take a time to reflect on the stuff that we have here in our present society. Electricity. We have complex plumbing infrastructures. We have clean water. We have tap water that we can drink. We have Wi-Fi. How many billions of people wouldn't wish that they had at least one of those